Tall guard who can shoot the three. She is nasty on defense. What I love about her is she brings this kind of spark and energy to the court. She is very feisty. She is not scared to go after it. And I feel like, will also act as an enforcer on this team. But Sophie is someone
The tea is steaming, and Sophie Cunningham just filled it. We all believed she had joined the Indiana Fever in order to start again. Perhaps a more significant position, or to pursue a ring with Caitlin Clark. However, the true cause is far more chaotic. Much more Sophie, and it has to do with spite, retaliation, and maybe even trolling a whole fan following.
Why does everybody hate Caitlin Clark? And do you hate Caitlin Clark? Come on, talk to
me. Absolutely not. I think that she's a gem.
Caitlin Clark is a diamond in Sophie Cunningham's heart, and she is now prepared to be Caitlin's. The Indiana Fever with their own Secret Service agent. People, dreams do come true. Sophie has been picturing this moment for some time now. She was essentially writing love notes about how much she wanted to play on podcasts with Caitlin, and then it took place.
I didn't know her, but All-Star Weekend, we kind of bantered back and forth a little bit. And she's lovely. She has a lot of pressure on her shoulders. And I think a lot of people always have a lot to say with people they don't even know or shoes they've never been in. And for me, I think she's handling the pressure very well. She's doing a lot of great things for women's basketball. And I'm a fan. Like, I would love to play with her one day. For real.
Consider the season's first game. Caitlin Clark approaching the court, keeping to herself, most likely on the verge of leaving the parking lot. And now a defensive threat appears, attempting to rough her up. Not a good idea. They're cracking her knuckles and prepare to send someone into the third row because Sophie C is correct. You mistakenly believed Sophie was merely here to grin and make threes. Instead, she is on a mission to safeguard. Caitlin Clark, please.
Everybody's thinking, did the Indiana Fever give up too much for Sophie Cunningham? I say absolutely not. Who are they going to get at the 8th spot that's going to be valuable, can be an automatic impact player for the Fever? This GM is thinking big. Not thinking the future, she's thinking now.
That dog is already inside Sophie. She has been charging, shouting at opponents, and hurling elbows for years. She now has a purpose, though. For her, this is more than simply basketball. She is protecting the future of basketball for women. You really think there won't be any repercussions if someone breathes close to Caitlin? Not at all.
But now it's just the viewership. And so I give a big old clap to the rookie class. I think that's a lot to deal with when you're at that age and you have that many eyes on you. But I think they've done a great job in the league as well. I think the physicality and all that they're going to get used to. But I think especially Caitlin Clark, she's been killing it. And I'm a huge fan. And I never...
Let's deal with this immediately now. NaLyssa Smith. You are all aware that she is pouting someplace. But let's face it, she wasn't throwing a lavish party for Caitlin. She was gazing at Caitlin as if she was a random freshman who was playing on the varsity team. She now has to deal with the unsettling vibes. Riding into town like a Wild West enforcer, Sophie Cunningham is prepared to eradicate any negativity. Everybody has something to say. Sophie is ideal since Caitlin is merely attempting to hoop, while teams are conducting press conferences to cast shade. Colleague, she doesn't care about that. I wish you had the vibrancy Caitlin so much needs. Her.
More breaking news. Another signing just happened. Sophie Cunningham was just acquired to the Indiana Fever. By the Indiana Fever. Oh my goodness. Within 2 hours. And guess who was gone? NaLyssa Smith is gone.
You know Angel Reese will become spicy, so picture a game in which she wants to. You are aware that she'll be out. Before halftime, they are attempting to foul Caitlin 14 times. But guess what? Sophie will be waiting outside like a bodyguard. The club, Sophie, is preventing Angel from speaking. Sophie speaks more loudly. Sophie Cunningham is going to have a fever. Enforcer, if you previously thought she was difficult, just wait when she has an excuse to step it up the moment someone even considers. Sophie will confront them about playing around with Caitlin, asking if they want to change their minds.
It's amazing for women's basketball. This is amazing for women's sports in general. You have so many people, so many new and fresh eyes on our sport that maybe they're a little uneducated and maybe they kind of stir the pot a little bit. And so I get that. But for that class to come in, you have her, you have Angel Reese, you have some other big names, but really those two and the amount of millions of followers that they brought to our league, you have to applaud them. And you have to be fans of that, because if you're smart, it's not about money, but if you're smart, you're going to be making a lot more.
Now, do you all recall last season when DJ Carrington made the decision that her life's purpose was to use Caitlin Clark as a target for abuse? Recall that oddly hostile stare down with the ocular poke, like she was going to release a mixtape. Yes, we do recall. And guess what? Her own teammate, Alyssa Smith, doing nothing at all about it. Not a word. Just apathy and vibrations like a woman. Without a glare, your teammates are out and about, like a WWE heel, and you're just standing there. Not even a lighthearted or a fake half-hearted. Don't hold anything back, and oh, Nalissa was pretending to watch a Netflix series there, simply viewing as if she had paid for it. For expensive tickets that we saw it, we made notes. The Indiana Fever, too, possess Sophie Cunningham. And believe me when I say that things are going to change drastically.
WNBA Twitter is currently crashing out over Black Eye Gate. I'm sure we've seen by now this play where DJ Carrington pokes Caitlin Clark in the eye. And after seeing this angle, so many people are saying that it was intentional, right? DJ goes up to steal the ball, and when she comes down, her hand goes like this, straight into Caitlin.
Sophie Cunningham was traded out for Nalissa Smith in the trade of the century, and I can assure you that this was the best thing that could have. Nalissa Smith announced the Indiana Fever without wasting any time. She was on her way to Dallas. Wings like the transaction wasn't even announced for 5 minutes before she posted on Instagram expressing her excitement about being in Dallas with her girlfriend DJ Carrington. At the very least, seemed to be a little heartbroken for the team that selected you. DJ Carrington was not present. You just stood by and watched as they treated Caitlin Clark like a stress ball. An unpaid extra in a film when you had plenty of time to intervene on behalf of your purported franchise player. However, you were just enjoying yourself while the Fever were battling for their life. But guess what? It's all good because Sophie Cunningham, who works at the Fever, is completely insane.
I'm here to tell you, Sophie Cunningham is not going to put up with the hate and the bullying Caitlin Clark has been receiving throughout the WNBA, because we know last year that was a big target for Caitlin Clark, was to get an enforcer. And like I keep telling y'all, Kelly Cristobal is not messing around, bro.
Sophie Cunningham is not here to be polite. Moral victories are not what she is here for. She is coming to cause mayhem, carnage, and smoke. And anyone who believes they'll pull off what DJ Carrington did the previous year is in for a surprise. Sophie is prepared to turn Indiana into the WNBA's most formidable squad. And oh, more gentle responses. No more ignoring it. No more, we'll just play our game and let the officials take care of the rest. And no, if someone is attempting to manage Caitlin Sophie's them. And let's face it, Sophie has been that girl, sprinting into screens, clapping in people's faces, talking trash, and offering no apology. She now has Caitlin Clark as a teammate. She's treating this like a full-time job, I see. Work DJ Carrington gives it another go. Sophie has already arrived. According to Sophie, the Caitlin Clark effect is genuine. And you know what? She wants all the associated smoke. Larity and Caitlin Clark are not the only players you can get to toss hands if needed. Similar to the season's opening game, several defenders began acting a bit too aggressively with Caitlin. Perhaps a little more push, perhaps some unnecessary bumping. Sophie's quick reaction. There's no hesitancy. No, let's wait for the referee to take care of it. Sophie is managing things on her own, which is precisely what Caitlin was absent during the previous season. To be honest, she was occasionally shoved, hacked, and full-on tackled, and her teammates did nothing. This year is different, though, as they stand around like they're waiting for an Uber.
Natasha Howard, these are plug-and-play pieces. We need plug-and-pay, immediate impact. That's what we need. We need players to come in and make immediate impact. And that's what Kelly and Amber has done with this free agency. A lot of people thought the Indiana Fever was going to pull up short. I'm here to tell you, they was playing chess while everybody else in the damn W was playing checkers, bro. They just strategically put this thing together.
Sophie is more than just a gunman. She is more than just a hustle player. She is the kind of player who will bolt across a screen, only to make a point. She is the kind of player who will insult you, get in your face, and then grin as she exhausts you. A 3 in your eye, and Caitlin Clark is now her running mate. Additionally, if you believe Sophie doesn't, you're crazy if you take this personally. She likes to watch movies, pause them, enlarge them, take notes. They then appear at the subsequent Sophie. A defender attempts to be rough with Caitlin, but Cunningham spearheads the attack.
NaLyssa Smith, Robin Lundberg, NaLyssa Smith, as we all know, was a borderline liability for the Fever last season. Not sure where the idea she had trade value is coming from. Indiana made clear upgrades. Yeah, I mean, NaLyssa Smith had very little trade value. There, basically, when they came back from the All-Star break, NaLyssa Smith dropped off a map. She went MIA on the Indiana Fever. I mean, seriously, I voted for NaLyssa Smith for the All-Star game. Think about that. And then her behavior and her play went right down the shitter in the second half of the season. She basically no-showed. Yeah, she was on the court. She wasn't showing up.
She arrived in Indiana as if she were Caitlin Clark's personal bodyguard. You believe that DJ Carrington will gonna attempt some of that foolishness once more. How the moment she considers inhaling too forcefully. Sophie is standing close to Caitlin with her fists on her hips, prepared to give a forceful shove or hard screen. Or, let's face it, a full-fledged WWE-style takedown to, let's be honest. This was necessary for the Fever. They required someone who is genuinely. Regarding the conduct, someone who won't be participating in the rookie season was merely a sneak peek. The current season has been a box office triumph, as well as with a more robust roster, supporting cast, and real court protection. Yes, she is going to cook, and it will be delicious. Sophie is assembling the hard screens. Locking down is Aaliyah Boston. The craze for paint. Caitlin is going to have a season that will go down in WNBA history, and shooters are locked and loaded. MVP awards, a strong postseason run, and perhaps an NBA title. You may repeat that since. There is no doubt that this is not the Fever of the previous season. These are the competitors for the 2025 Indiana Fever Championship. Business is flourishing this year, and you had a great time last year.
For the Fever, they're not just going out and trying to sign the very best player that they can find. They're finding pieces. And there's a difference when you go into free agency and you're looking at it through the lens on putting together a team that's cohesive, putting together a team that makes sense, putting together a team that's not going to have drama in the locker room, that's going to have chemistry on the court. That's what they're doing. And I honestly thought the Fever were already in title contention when they signed Natasha Howard and they re-signed Kelsey Mitchell, because we have seen with Caitlin Clark, one of the best attributes of her game is that she elevates the players around her. She makes those players better.
The Fever isn't performing well this year, so the league needs to be prepared. If you attempt Caitlin, the next Indiana Fever games are no longer a safe haven for Caitlin Clark haters, so just know that Sophie is coming for you. Had a great time last year. This year, Caitlin Clark will be on the Sophie Cunningham Revenge Tour. Sophie Cunningham has entered the building, and while Caitlin is the star, Sophie is not here to play nice. The Storm, and anyone who wants to try that will have to learn the hard way. If you liked it, then hit like. And sign up. There are currently more videos playing.